Some people like to go fishing. Others like to take a stroll in the park. But real men? Real men traverse the dangerous wilderness, tracking down giant beasts, slaying them with their own hands, carving them up and making them into weapons and armor. Of course, I'm talking about the game called Monster Hunter. Never heard of it? Well, you're about to. I'm Patrick, and this is The year was 2004, and I had just recently got a new PlayStation game. I had no idea what it was about, but on the cover was a dude with a giant sword slaying a dragon. So I was already sold. However, nothing was going to prepare me for what I was about to experience. Capcom's Monster Hunter, for all intents and purposes, is an action RPG game where you take on quests to track down and slay dangerous monsters for their materials, which you can use to craft better weapons and armor. And the cycle repeats. Simple enough. The game was an instant hit, but mainly in Japan. Like Pokemon, Monster Hunter also comes in different waves called generations. And with the coming of Generation 5, a new era was born. In 2018, Capcom released Monster Hunter World, and it was the first of its kind. Previously, Monster Hunter had been a mainstay on portable gaming devices such as the Nintendo DS or the PSP. But for Monster Hunter World, Capcom decided to take a different approach. They redesigned their game engine from the ground up and released their new main title across all major platforms, including PC. And the results? It crushed the global gaming market, selling over 22.5 million copies, and became the highest-selling Capcom game of all time. And it should have won Game of the Year, but somehow lost to God of War. Due to the success of Monster Hunter World, Capcom also released an expansion called Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which extended the lifecycle by nearly doubling the amount of content in the game. And with that, Monster Hunter established itself in the Western market. Unlike many other franchises, Monster Hunter is so good that it dominates its own genre, just how like Super Smash Bros. Dominates 2D brawlers. And that is not an understatement. Earlier this year, EA tried their hand at making their own monster hunting game called Wild Hearts. But just last week, reports came in that EA will be ending support for the game just 7 months after going live. Not even a big developer like EA can compete with Monster Hunter, which of course makes sense. Monster Hunter World had no microtransactions outside of a few cheap emotes and cosmetics. And aside from one giant but reasonably priced expansion, every other content update was completely free. When you pair that with the extremely deep and immersive gameplay that Monster Hunter has to offer, you get a near perfect experience for those willing to get past the initial tough learning curve. I have spent many hours grinding through Monster Hunter World, and it was totally worth it. Monster Hunter Rise, a mid-generation spin-off, was the most recent Monster Hunter title. While Rise is a great game, it opted to take after the style of the older portable titles. Since it was designed for the Nintendo Switch, its engine was severely limited compared to the one used for World. Mechanically speaking, I felt that Rise was a step backwards for the franchise. However, it is still an amazing experience nonetheless. So when will we see a proper sequel to Monster Hunter World? Well, there may be some good news. Reports have been made that the newest Gen 6 title for the Monster Hunter franchise will be revealed at the Tokyo Game Show later this week. This might very well be true, especially considering that next year is Monster Hunter's 20th anniversary, a perfect time to release a new title. Now isn't that right, little Rathalos? I'll be sure to post an update if and when the news breaks, so stay tuned. Until then, I'll be playing the recently released Monster Hunter Now on my phone. It's like Pokemon Go, but Monster Hunter, so it's more fun. And when they release that new Monster Hunter title, you won't hear me whining about it. Oh hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed listening to me whine about our devolving pop culture, then make sure you follow the channel, drop a like, and leave a comment below. And hell, if you share it, we might just have a chance at saving this thing. Until then, stay cultured.